Hi, welcome back to another episode of Tape Time with Tom. My name is Chris, and today we'll be doing another round of VHS Haul. We'll be taking a look at some of the VHS tapes that I got in the past couple of months. Actually, if we're going to be disregarding the box of moldy VHS tapes that I want to try to salvage, this is going to be the last bin that I got during my initial collection, my initial haul, way back, I think over a year and change or so ago. So I'm very excited to actually get some of this stuff not in a box and onto my shelf, because there is some things that I'm genuinely excited to watch and to keep. So this is going to be a lot of fun. This is not going to be as many tapes as some of the other collections, but it's also going to be more than some of the average. So we're like right in the middle for quantities, but I'll try to be fast for the stuff that I already have in my collection, and then we'll move on to those that are new additions. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and hop to it. Okay, so we have just a handful of tapes that are already in my collection, so we're just going to kind of fly through some of those relatively quickly. All right, so some of these tapes are going to be a little interesting. The first one, unfortunately, was in this collection was only a single tape out of a 2-tape box of Gettysburg from sometime in the 90s. This is part of a TV miniseries. It's got a great cast, but unfortunately, there's only one. There's only part 2 in this. I already have this in my collection, so I'm not too worried about just tossing the box because it looks pretty shitty. I guess they somehow managed to lose the first one. If anyone out there needs Gettysburg Part 2, just a tape, hit me up. I got you. All right. Next up is I don't know if it's a TV recording or if it's like a recording from a tape from Blockbuster, but it is apparently, supposedly, The Cutting Edge, which is an ice skating movie from sometime in the 90s or 80s. I'll include the actual date up top. But yeah, I picked this up a while ago. For whatever reason, this movie is fairly common when my thrift stores were actually selling VHS tapes, so I got this tape very early on in quarantine when I was just like grabbing some stuff. But I've just been seeing it all the time, so one of these days I'll actually watch it. I think I mentioned this one in the last video, but October Sky from, who is this? From Joe Johnston. I love this movie. I grew up watching this. This is a fantastic film. I highly recommend everyone watching this if at all possible. And unfortunately, this tape box is pretty shitty. They somehow managed to get a bunch of this cardboard like ripped up or something. So again, if anyone needs just a tape of October Sky, hit me up, I got you. But yeah, apparently this edition of October Sky has some additional footage at the end of it. It's a special edition or of some sort. So I don't know, a spotlight on location, something like that. It's all kind of blanked off of, there we go. It's all kind of blanked off of because of the glue or whatever ripped it up. But still, regardless, this is a great movie. Watch it if you haven't seen it. Cool, I think this one might have been the last one also. This is the James Bond movie with Michelle Yeoh. And I think this is like the newspaper guy, played by Jonathan Pryce. But yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies is, it's a lot of fun. Haven't seen it in a minute, but I'm looking forward to doing a thorough rewatch one of these days. Next up, for the stuff that's already in my collection, is going to be the Clint Eastwood High Plains Drifter. I really need to do, I know Clint Eastwood's like he's getting up there, but I've been really wanting to do a comprehensive rewatch and just like new watch for a bunch of his filmography. So this will be a fun one to watch because I've heard a lot about it and I'm excited to finally watch it one of these days. Cool. And this one popped up in probably the last couple of boxes, but yeah, Ocean's 11. I've already talked about this before. It's great. I love it. It's a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, gotta go see it. Cool. Then we have a caseless edition of The Land Before Time. So something I learned recently, this is not related to the film, but like if you're having a VHS tape that's just like kind of in the middle, unfortunately like this, is that it's not recommended because it kind of stretches where it is. It's always recommended, you know the adage, the common phrase that I use at the end of my videos, always rewind, but more importantly, be kind. It's important, it's actually important to rewind because Otherwise, if it's just like in the middle of the tape, the actual tape in the box is going to be forever altered if it's just like stuck midway through. So a lot of these tapes that the former owner of these movies had just kind of like, I'm done midway through. So I don't know what's up with that, but I learned all this from one of the Vinegar Syndrome videos that they had up on YouTube. I think it was their DeGosser video. So highly recommend watching that. It was very informative. Cool. And the last of just the regular old kind of movies that are non-clamshelled is going to be The Grinch, which kind of leads into the clamshell ones because there was another clamshell Grinch. This is the Jim Carrey one from Ron Howard. This is the definition of like kinder trauma for a whole generation, I think. So what the hell? I'm sorry, just pause real fast. I had no idea that this was narrated by Anthony Hopkins. I don't think I've ever realized it. That's crazy. Because they were just talking about on the back of this is like, oh yeah, 1991 Best Actor, Silence of the Lambs, Oscar. Like, wait, where's Anthony Hopkins in this? He's the narrator. I had no idea. You learn something new every day. All right, and then we just have 3 other tapes that are already, clamshells already in my collection. One's gonna be The Lion King, which ironically, I didn't realize I didn't have for quite a while, but the last one is on my shelf now, so I don't need another one. This one looks like it was bit by a dog or something, so I don't know what's up with that. There were actually 2 copies of The Rescuers Down Under in this collection, but the first one, the other one was was very moldy, and the box was shitty, and it was like, I don't know, it sat out in the sun or rain or something too long, so I just went ahead and made an executive decision to toss that one. This one could at the very least be played or sold to someone else who desperately wants The Rescuers Down Under. And then the last of the clamshells for movies that are already in my collection is going to be Chicken Run from the creators of Wallace and Gromit. I love Wallace and Gromit. I love the Aardman Studio movies with Peter Lorre and Nick Park and all those fellas. But I might have watched this in theaters. I have not seen this in a long time, and I'm looking forward to rewatching it again. I know Netflix just had a sequel come out earlier this year, so whenever I get Netflix back, I will be sure to watch that movie. But yeah, that's that for movies that are already in my collection. Let's go ahead and take a quick intermission before we move on to those that are new additions to my collection. End communication. For the new additions to my collection, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the clamshells, and then we'll move on to the other stuff after that. All right, so all right, we're going to start off with this little stack right here. So a new movie that's in my collection, which I'm very excited to finally have, is going to be Misty. This movie, unfortunately, doesn't have like a whole lot of folks watch it on Letterboxd, if memory serves me right. It's based off a book. This takes place on Chincoteague Island in Virginia. Chincoteague and Assateague Island, the ponies, there are wild ponies there. I grew up, we went there when I was very young, and we saw a bunch of the horses, and then my wife and I we went there a year or so ago, and we saw a bunch of the horses. So I know that the town in Chincoteague regularly plays this. We didn't get a chance to see it in their theater, but I'm so excited to finally have Misty. Yeah. Next up for the clamshells that are new additions is going to be The Sword in the Stone from Walt Disney in whatever year this was, 19-something. I don't remember. I don't really care for this movie. I watched this maybe a year or so ago when it was when we had Disney Plus and everything, but I find the plot kind of flippant. I don't know. I guess that's one way to say it. Ironically, I think this would be a movie that would be very beneficial to having the live-action remake, and I think David Lowery would be the perfect one to do it, especially kind of like blending the Green Knight in with his Disney movies like the Peter Pan movie and Pete's Dragon and stuff like that. So I think this movie could definitely be improved, whether it's a remake of in animation or live action, and if it's gonna be live action, I think David Lowery ought to do it. So yeah, I don't care for this movie too much. Please let me know if you like this a lot and tell me why I should like it. Next one is going to be a Charlie Brown movie from the Peanuts classics called It's the Pied Piper Charlie Brown, which ironically seems fairly insidious. I'm not quite sure why, but also I think it's interesting. This is from 2000. Oh, that's crazy. I like how all the other earlier movies have, we don't see the parents. We never see any adults. But for whatever reason, we see this old gentleman right there. What's up with that? And we see them like dancing with rats and mice and stuff. So I'm gonna look forward to watching this. This will be a lot of, it's only 25 minutes. It's crazy. I'm excited to watch this. This will be a lot of fun. Hell yeah, cool. Up next is gonna be, unfortunately, this is a movie that was very popular with folks when I was growing up, but I have never seen it. This is gonna be John Candy in the hit movie Cool Runnings from Walt Disney. This is about the Jamaican bobsled team, which is like, it's become kind of a meme, but from what I understand, like my buddy Thomas loves this movie. Whenever he comes back in state, we might have to have him do this as a commentary, because I've never seen it, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch it with someone who generally loves it. So I'm gonna hold off on watching this and for a commentary in the future. All right, cool. Up next is ironically a movie that I thought I already had. This is going to be Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This seems like it was this is like I think this is I can't say it was a former like Blockbuster box, but like the plastic case is all bent out of shape and stuff. Like it was definitely like put into, it's definitely a different case, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't fit. It was like in a different clamshell and then moved into this clamshell for whatever reason. So I don't know. Yeah, I am. I think I'll plan to watch this next Christmas. Maybe this will even be our Christmas holiday commentary for next year. So it'll be fun. Rounding out the last of the clamshells, these ones I'm very happy to have found, because I think at least 3 of these are actually OG VHS tapes, like from the early 80s, back when they were just like actually being sold to video rental stores for rental. But the first one is going to be just The Parent Trap. So this is Walt Disney, the Hilly Mills Collection Film Classics, the original Parent Trap movie. I have not seen this. Editor Chris, Kate was telling me earlier that one of the actresses in this movie was in That Darn Cat, so I need to confirm whether that is accurate. But no, I love the Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap, so it'll be fun to finally rewatch this one in this day and age. So I'm looking forward to it. These 3 look like they're OG VHS tapes. I'm going to kind of describe it as a bulk. So we have Mickey's Christmas Carol, a Disney Christmas Gift, and a Walt Disney Christmas. So all of these have like great labels and coverings and just like how it's designed in this box and everything. So these are very cool. And when I open these up, you'll see. So this is Mickey's Christmas Carol. This also has a making of Mickey's Christmas Carol, which I have not seen. This is a great Christmas Carol adaptation. It's not as good as the Muppet one, but I grew up watching this one, so I have a special affiliation with it. This one is going to be a Disney Christmas Gift that has scenes from Bambi, Cinderella, Peter Pan, Sword in the Stone, plus Pluto's Christmas Tree, Once Upon a Winter Time, The Clock Watcher, and The Night Before Christmas. And then this one is just going to be a Walt Disney Christmas, then it just purely has a lot of the shorts, including Once Upon a Winter Time, Santa's Workshop, The Night Before Christmas, Pluto's Christmas Tree, On Ice, and Donald's Snow Fight. But yeah, let's take a look inside so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Just look at this. These are like legit VHS from the 80s. So if I could find the actual date on here, one of these actually has a date. This is how I confirmed it. This one has a wrapped and ready to give a collection, all 7 video titles and stuff like that. If you see real close up, I might have to take a picture of this. This one says 84 somewhere in there. I'll take a scan of this just so you can see. But yeah, this tape for sure is from, at the very least, 84. And this one might have a date on here. I'll have to double check what those Roman numerals on here say. But all these are like freaking legit. I'm very fortunate to have found these. These ones might actually be worth something online. So This will be a lot of fun. So, good finds. Good finds as far as I'm concerned. Cool. Now we're gonna go into, yeah, that's about right, the regular movies that that are loggable on Letterboxd. Yeah. So let's start off with this one stack. So we have Blue Crush. I think this is from 2002. This is one of those surfer girl kind of movies. So this will be fun to watch. This one has a very young Michelle Rodriguez, and I think there's someone else. Oh, Kate Bosworth. So this will be cool to watch. You know, this is like a trip down memory lane. Yeah, 2002. So please let me know if y'all have seen Blue Crush. This will be a fun one to watch one of these days. Up next is going to be, this is one that I was very excited to find. This is Titan AE from, oh, what is this tagline? This is the one Star Wars fans have been waiting for. Quoted Hollywood Bites, whatever that means. Yeah, this is from the Don Bluth, Gary Goldman. This is like one of the 3 Bluth animated movies made for 20th Century Fox. And they quickly stopped making animated movies afterwards. But I know this one has that like this really crazy blend of 2D and 3D animated, like computer generated animation. So this will definitely be a commentary in the future, probably with Mike, who you may remember from Top Gun and the Buzz Lightyear video. So yeah, I'm very excited to watch this. I don't think I've ever actually seen this. So this is up on the list for finds during this collection. Up next is going to be Miss Congeniality in a very shitty box, unfortunately. But the tape looks still fine, so I don't mind too much. I just rewatched this earlier this year or last year, so this movie's great. I think I rated it 4 stars on Letterboxd. Like I had a genuinely fun time watching this. Most people have probably already seen this, but if you haven't seen it in a while, I highly recommend rewatching it because it's fun. I liked it a lot this second time I watched it, that's for sure. Up next is going to be Honey, starring Jessica Alba, which is a movie that I've never seen. I don't think I've even heard of this movie. So this will be a fun movie to watch. What year is this from? It's PG-13, I know that much. 2004. Ain't that a trip? Yeah, this will be fun to watch one of these days. Cool. Up next is going to be a movie that I did not expect to be directed by who I thought it is. This is Music of the Heart. And if you look closely, this is a Wes Craven movie. Why did Wes Craven direct a Meryl Streep and Angela Bassett movie about, I think, oh wow, Meryl Streep was actually nominated for Best Actress in this movie. That's crazy. And Best Original Song. Yeah, I have never heard of this movie. I know I was trying to get into more of Wes Craven's movies earlier this year because of like Scream and everything, but man, how did he make this? I want to know that story. That's what I want to know. It must have been like a contractual obligation or something, or just like he needed a quick job, but I'm very curious, honestly. And up next for these movies is going to be The Majestic, starring Jim Carrey, directed by Frank Darabont from a lot of Stephen King movies. So I really want to get more into watching some of Jim Carrey's movies. He's an actor that I respect, but I've never had the chance to really dive into his filmography, unfortunately. So this seems like a good enough time to start, you know? Why not? Okay, so this is, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, Letterboxd loggable kind of movies that are left to talk about. So this is an unopened movie called Foxfire from Gold Crown Collector's Edition. This is a Hallmark kind of movie, starring Jessica Tandy, Hugh Croydon, I think that's his name is, and John Denver, which I like John Denver. So this will be a trip. I might have to slice this open one of these days, but I might just keep it in its plastic seal just a little bit longer. So I know nothing about what the series is. Apparently it's number 4 out of a series. I don't know what that's up with that. I might actually have more of these, but we'll find out. Who could say? Cool. Up next is going to be a movie called Throw Mama from the Train. I have not seen this, unfortunately, but I know it stars Danny DeVito, Billy Crystal, and this is Mama. I love Danny DeVito. I love him in Sunny in Philadelphia, and I love that he directed Matilda, and I know he directed this one, so I'm very excited to finally watch this. This seems like it's going to be a great evening kind of movie. This might actually be one of my new like underrated 80s favorites for comedies. So I just have a feeling, you know. Up next is going to be On Golden Pond, starring, oh shoot, who is this? Yeah, Katharine Hepburn, Henry Fonda, Jane Fonda, oh that's fun, and a handful of other folks. But yeah, On Golden Pond. This is one of those movies that I hate to say old people like, probably because it stars a lot of old folks. Not scary Henry Fonda. Katharine Hepburn looks great in this picture, at least, that's for sure. But no, I'll watch this one of these days. It's not high on my list. If there's a good reason why to watch this, I'll bump it up though. But I'm happy to have it. Yeah, cool. Just a handful more. We have I Am Sam from 2001, Academy Award nominee for Sean Penn for Best Actor, also starring Michelle Pfeiffer. So this will be an interesting. I feel like this is going to be kind of dated. It's about a mentally challenged father who enlists the help of a high-powered attorney to help him regain the custody of his daughter. This seems like it's going to be a heart-wrenching kind of a movie, but I'm very curious to see if this is actually going to hold up, you know. I thought I already had this, but I guess I didn't. Mrs. Doubtfire, which I think it's a fine movie. I enjoy it. I don't love it. I didn't grow up watching it, but I enjoy it just fine. But the only downside is this is like a fucking shitty kind of box. Look at this. It's just kind of gone. What's up with that? I'm surprised I don't have this in my collection, but if I find this in the wild, I'll be sure to replace this one with that one. Because I just don't know how anyone manages to just ruin a box like this. I don't know. And last but not least is going to be Ever After, a Cinderella story, starring Drew Barrymore and Angelica Houston. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Which I know there's a handful of these kind of late 90s, early 2000s kind of like reimaginings of the Cinderella story. So I just never seen this one. So this would be kind of fun to watch. Yeah. Up next is going to be, let's go with, okay. We have 10 Thomas the Tank Engine VHS tapes. I think I watched this when I was in the early parts of my single digits. I never had a strong nostalgic attachment to Thomas the Tank Engine. So yeah, we have just a bunch of Thomas the Tank Engine movies. So I'll list off the titles real fast, but I know Ringo Starr originally did the voice for a bunch of these, but I think it's just funny how some of these are narrated by George Carlin, which I had no idea he did that. So that's kind of fun. The most recent memory of Thomas the Tank Engine was there was a really great John Oliver episode a couple weeks ago where he was talking about trains, and at the very end was this really great. He remade a Thomas the Tank Engine episode with Matt Berry, I think that's his name, doing as the narrator in Ringo Starr and George Carlin's place basically. But it's an excellent episode. I highly recommend folks to track that down. It was unfortunately very hilarious. But the titles of these Thomas the Tank Engine videos, this one's going to be Daisy and Other Thomas Stories. This is A Big Day for Thomas. Ooh, there we go. A Big Day for Thomas. This is a sing-along and stories. Make Someone Happy and Other Thomas Adventures. Thomas the Tank Engine, James Goes Buzz Buzz and Other Thomas Stories. Look at that, James. We got Spills and Chills and Other Thomas Thrills. I like that. I like the helicopter. He looks fun. We got Thomas Comes to Breakfast. He's getting his second breakfast, that's for sure. We have Trust Thomas and other stories. 10 years Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. Best Friends. Look at that. Look at all those best friends. Then we have a Christmas episode. Thomas's Christmas Party and Other Favorite Stories. Ooh, there we go. 1 second. I might not keep all of them, but I'll probably keep the Christmas one, but I don't think I'll keep all of these. But yeah, no, happy to have them. I'm sure someone else out there is gonna want these more than I will, so just get in touch and we'll work something out. The rest of the tapes from this collection are a lot of like TV, straight to video kind of things, stuff that's not on Letterboxd. Some of this stuff is on Letterboxd, not all of it is, but we'll go through it. Like, Like we have 3 tapes of Cartoon Network. I think they're all Scooby-Doo episodes from the 80s. Oh, sorry, the 70s and 80s. So this is a Halloween Hassle at Dracula's Castle. Which is Which? And Scooby-Doo's A Nutcracker Scoob. When we had Halloween last year, I was just watching some VHS tapes while handing candy out, and when I finished watching one movie, I just had a couple of these classic Scooby-Doos in the background, and that was a lot of fun. We got a shitload of Tybo and other sports kind of things. So Sculpt Circuit 1-2 Power in 90 minutes, Ab Ripper 100, and then we have Sweat Cardio 1 and 2. Then we have a bunch of Tybo. Yeah, Tybo Instructional, Tybo Basic, Tybo 8-minute workout, and Tybo Advanced. One of these days, I'm going to collect every single Tybo VHS tape. I'm halfway there, I have to imagine. Okay, we have a single random ass recording of a church growth group training video. I might have to upload this to YouTube just to see what it is. I have to imagine it's only like 20 to 30 minutes long. From York, PA, fall of 2004. So, looks fun, I imagine. Okie dokie. So, we have, I think these are like music video recordings. Oh, well, one of them is an actual music video recording. The other ones are actual music video things. This one says Boycott Hell from October 31st, 1998 in Voice of Freedom. Date unknown, whatever that may be. Someone wanted these. I'm not quite sure what they mean. I think I did a quick Google search. I'm pretty sure they're music videos. So we'll find out. This is DC Talk. Narrow is the road. Narrow is the road. And then we have Warrant. Cherry pie, quality you can taste. So lastly is going to be a lot of like instructional kind of things. So I remember watching these kind of VHS tapes in elementary school, just as like a quick throw it on the TV real fast. Eyewitness. This is Eyewitness Reptiles. Eyewitness Dinosaur, which is weirdly the only one that's on Letterboxd. And then Eyewitness Insects. I used to devour these books when I was in elementary school, and we'd watch these every once in a while, so it's kind of cool to have some of these. And now we have a bunch of National Geographic VHS tapes. One of these is actually pretty fun, so we'll get to that one last, I think. But we have National Geographic, The World's Last Great Places, Arctic Kingdom, Life at the Edge. We have Storm of the Century, the ultimate weather disaster, Dangerous Jobs, Wildlife Warriors. This one's unopened. We have Puma, Lion of the Andes. Most of these are on Letterboxd for whatever reason. Some of them just aren't. So I don't know what's up with that. This is Antarctica, Life in the Freezer. This one's Tigers of the Snow. And then this collection came with this fancy box. But I don't know which one's actually going here, so it's just kind of thrown together, so who knows. Volcano, Nature's Inferno, The New Chimpanzees, 30 years of National Geographic specials. I think this has one of those tiger ones on there, which is kind of funny. Dinosaur Hunters, Egypt, Secrets of the Pharaohs, Inside the White House, America's Endangered Species, Don't Say Goodbye Just Yet, Asteroids, Deadly Impact, and the last one of these National Geographic tapes that are actually pretty cool. This is the National Geographic video, The Savage Garden with Leslie Nielsen. I love Leslie Nielsen, and I've never thought that they would ever do a collaboration. So this looks genuinely amazing. So I can't wait to actually watch this. I want to read the back of this one just because I think this is special. Your average backyard garden may look tranquil and serene on the outside, but what lurks beneath will truly amaze you, as Leslie Nielsen is about to discover. As he strolls among the flowers, herbs, and vegetables, there is a war for survival raging around him, from dangerous daddy longlegs and ferocious fire ants, to an 8-eyed jumping spider in a wrestling match with a belligerent bee. There's even a Top Gun-style air battle between a praying mantis and a bat. In this terrifying and funny new natural history comedy, National Geographic filmmakers use state-of-the-art cinematography to reveal what the world looks like from the insect's point of view. This movie is only about, it's only 60 minutes long, but I think this is, I don't know if I'll keep all these National Geographic videos, but I'm definitely keeping this one. This one looks like a hoot and a holler. Cool. That's all the VHS tapes. For whatever reason, there is one DVD, and apparently it is on Letterboxd, so I'll keep it for a while, at the very least. Ancient Egypt, King Tut, Secrets Revealed. Literally, no one has watched this on Letterboxd. Why did anyone bother to put this on there? I don't know, but I could say I can, that's for sure. But it's a DVD, comes with a little book, you know, some pages for a child or something. That's that. That's all my VHS tapes for this Tape Time with Tom VHS haul. So I personally am very excited to have found Titan AE, this Savage Garden National Geographic, as well as those handful of those classic 80s, early 80s Disney VHS tapes. I'm very excited to watch some of these, and I'll be putting all these on my shelves very soon, which I'm very happy about. But yeah, so that's Tape Time with Tom. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be having more of these in the future, and I'm looking forward to doing more commentaries as well. Please let me know if there's any movies from this video specifically that you would want me to do for a commentary, and I'll be sure to do that very quickly. Cool. Without further ado, always rewind, but more importantly, be kind. See you guys later.